I am making someone's IRL house into a Halo 5 playable map. I just wanted to say that. This is kind of a weirder take, a weirder topic. I don't usually cover topics like this, but I guess it is interesting to think about. And that is kind of the contradiction in our society. A large reason I kind of hate the majority of women now. Um, doesn't even really come from a place of hate. Well, actually, I take that back. It does. First off, it's not really all women. It's kind of the type of woman that has become accepted, and then the type that has become hated, right? I think the cooler types of females that deserve recognition get shoved aside while our society rewards the cuntiest and worst types of women. I think what a lot of women could have been would have been something very phenomenal if true feminism was a thing, or at least if the idea had its way. But what's become normalized today has kind of promoted a type of woman that is just not tolerable. You know, I think the types of women that do deserve more recognition oftentimes get discarded and kind of thrown under the bus, sorry, bus. Just woke up, and they get used as objects and kind of thrown away, and they're kind of actually underappreciated because very rarely is there a male equivalent to them. I like to think I'm not fully there as a man yet, but I like to think in many ways, at least visually, I am kind of the male equivalent of the kind of woman I would want, which is almost extinct because they've been erased by our society. And a lot of them have been dumbed down, bred out, killed, or kind of just told to shut the fuck up, while stupid bitches with TikTok, you know, or fat bitches who don't deserve the attention are just soaking up the attention, yelling the loudest, wearing certain clothes to dress the sluttiest, to be the most seen. And it's making hot women feel insecure as fuck and lowering their self esteem and kind of making them act more cunty, which I don't even fully blame them because if I was a woman, I'd probably do the same. I mean, I'm not going to say because I'm not, but I would think if I was in their shoes, I guess I would probably do the same thing. But I don't know. Do they exist anymore or are they just gone? I don't know. But I do know that if they are real, they're either hiding or they're just gone. And they've probably duped themselves into thinking this world is psychologically they may not be a thing anymore. That might be the harsh reality. But I've always thought, this society has kind of created a type of man that is propped up to be appealing to women. I just don't think that's true. I don't think all these pussified men who make these pussified pop bands, artists like The Weeknd and many more, do it because I don't think they're truly reaching or hitting real emotions hard enough. Like, I don't know. I think across the board, society's kind of promoted a pussified type of man that is branded as being emotionally open. But I just see it as a pussified man that's fake as hell. like male or female, there's a certain level of pathetic, demeanor, I guess, that has been acceptable. And I look at that as just a turn off on either side, because there's no adrenaline, there's no excitement, there's little to no depth, little to no power in the instrumental. Shit's been simplified, and I don't know. People act like, women have it all. I think they're bored and tired of pussified men too, you know? And for me, it's not that I pretend I won't play these games. I just really have a zero tolerance policy on it. Like, if more guys were like me, at least psychologically, right, there would be a lot more, gothic men that are actually physically admired. There would be kind of more compatibility, I think, mutualism. A lot of women would shape the fuck up really quick, or the women that deserve the admiration would actually get it, you know? Like, I'm not trying to be a guy who's like, women this, women that, but I have a very different take on it because I don't hate feminists. But I still hate what I see today, because what I see today in my eyes truly isn't feminism. I don't even think what we call modern women deserve to be called that, because I see them as lesser than that. I see, when they say men, I'm like, those aren't men. When they say women, I'm like, those aren't women. Calling modern people their biological gender assigned at birth, I feel that's actually incorrect. Not because it's untrue biologically, it is, but because I don't think the majority of people live up to what those genders mean on a deeper spiritual level, on a deeper philosophical level. I don't feel they live up to that. And I feel it is actually insulting to the genders, to the biological structure. And so when people talk about pronouns, gay this, gay that, I'm like, you know what? Go the fuck ahead. Because until real men and real women can become a thing, maybe we do need the gay community to kind of punish so-called men and women, because I'm tired of hearing these words: men, women, men, women, men, women. It's so redundant. And even right now, I'm kind of saying it and it's redundant. But I don't want to hear women talk about men this way, or so-called women talk about so-called men this way. Because then, if you're a man or a woman, biologically, you think that's applying to you. As a matter of fact, no, it's not. Because not all men want the same thing. Not all women want the same thing. The real problem in our society is everyone is so selfish. They expect every type of person of the opposite sex, usually, that's seen as beautiful and physically desirable. And if they don't get them, they feel offended. And it's like, they're just not for you. It's not that, it's sometimes it's not even that you're not good enough. It's just they're really fucking not for you. I go to the parkour gym now, and I love to blast my intense music from my AirPods, and it's not that I'm not good enough, right? These people just aren't for me. They're all taking it easy, playing it safe, being boring, most of them not training very hard, very intensely. Like, fuck out of here with that shit. Me? Nah, I'm gonna blast some heavy shit in my AirPods while I'm doing double flips. I'm not going on 3 days in a row of hard, intense training, doing, flips and free running. I've never had 3 days in a row where I'm just like doing double flips, day after day after day after day. But now I realize, if I'm going to keep doing this for that much time, I need to keep this entertaining and engaging. I need to be listening to hard shit while I'm doing it. And I need to lock the fuck in, zone the fuck out. I can't be talking to people every day while doing that. That's going to get draining. If I'm on a routine, if I've said I'm going to do something 3 days in a row, because now I can afford to, because now, I have the discipline to, because now my body can recover faster and I can film it each day while listening to music. I got a tripod to film myself on one phone while I'm blasting music in my ears with my AirPods on the other. Got my phone charger. Sometimes that's all you need. I'm already like that in the gym. I'm already like that when I go on runs. And you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. People see me blasting stuff locked in because I'm there to make the most out of my time. And unless you're an interesting person, I'm just like, fuck it. Most of you listening to the community gym music, fuck that. Most of you playing it safe, playing it down, fuck that. Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. You want to be performer? Fuck that. Maybe I'll learn how to pole dance while I'm at it. No, I'm not even kidding. It's kind of funny, but there's literally a bar there. I'm not even kidding. Like seriously, I'm not saying I'm going to. It's not like a priority. But, it's like what else can I learn? You know, Learning how to use a 45 barbell at the gym as a staff. I can go to the gym and train martial arts. I can go to the gymnast gym and learn how to pole dance. It's kind of funny I'm saying all that, but then it's like, but who the fuck cares? And sometimes you just have to really lock in and say that to yourself. Who the fuck cares? Did anyone say one day, you can't listen to your. No, nobody fucking said that, so go ahead and do it. There's outright breaking rules, and then there's just doing things that are unconventional, but no one necessarily said you couldn't do it, so why the fuck not? Go to the gym, wear your favorite band t-shirt, do it. Be edgy, lift heavy, train hard as hell, No one said one day you can't do it, but people kind of have this expectation that you don't fuck them, you know? And that's a good attitude to have. And a lot of women, they they act like they're doing that, but they're not. They're all wearing the same, tight, like stretchy clothes. And it's nothing against them, but it's all kind of deliberate and cheap. And this is what I mean. If you're fat and you're wearing yoga pants to try to, no, we see what you're doing. It's not working because you're not confident enough to be provocative in an authentic way. You're inauthentically trying to be provocative. You're not fooling anyone with a brain, you know. But, dumb women trying to troll horny men because that's all they're doing is trolling, And it's like, you're not fooling anyone with that bullshit. But they think they are, you know. I see right through that. They're invisible to me, when they do shit like that. Like if you're trying to be provocative, be authentically, but of course they get away with it because why? It's up there because their parents go to. Yeah, we all. No, it's not just even if they're not doing it for attention. Wear something unconventional. Wear something unique. Why is every woman dressing the same fucking way? Men do it too, but especially a lot of women. It's not just childish. It's boring as hell. It's boring as hell. It's boring as hell. It's like boring. Fuck off. I thought you were Lilith. I thought you were the queen. No, they're not. They're just NPCs. Seriously. So, just something to point out. Like, if you're a woman and you want to be interesting because you have the right to be, right? Because you would love to say that. Why don't you, like, wear or do something unconventional and different? And there are people who do, don't get me wrong, but they're kind of ignored and pushed aside and only admired by like average men. Nobody wants an average man's opinion. An exceptional woman doesn't need more attention from an average man. She needs a woman in her bracket, and those kind of men are rare. Which brings me to the next point. Society, and sometimes a lot of women contribute to this, love to give an unconventional man shit, and there's a lot of conventional losers either competing with him or trying to fuck him in his way. To the unconventional woman, fuck off. If you're a normie, fuck you. Straight up, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you if you're a normie. You've got nothing interesting to contribute or bring to the table that an unconventional person needs. And, unless you're like someone older who's just living and let living, fuck you if you're a normal person. Because 9 out of 10 times, unless it's live and let live kind of dynamic, right? 9 out of 10 times, normal people are just wired to judge the abnormal, unconventional, neurodivergence. And it's like a neurodivergent, okay? There's a big difference between a neurodivergent and a retard, okay? A neurodivergent is badass, has a lot of skill sets, if they're actually using that. Oftentimes, neurodivergents have a lot more to contribute because their concentration can't be broken in a conventional society that's designed to break your attention. It's like literally anti ADD, anti BPD. Oftentimes, neurodivergent people, I'm talking about mild autism, is actually a gift because your concentration is unbreakable. People can do exceptional things with that. So, just something to emphasize here. Okay, I'm trying to find the right thing here. I guess that would work. No, that's not going to work. So, the other thing, women trying to use the motherly instincts, but only to baby men and usually demean them. Your judgment is incorrect. You're you're a terrible judge. You're bad at weeding out pussified men. Very hypocritical, very narcissistic. Oftentimes, you enable the pathetic men, but you cast the strong men aside. All it takes for me to not give a fuck about you is to see that on your first impression, and I'm already moved on because I know that you've already misjudged me instantly out of jealousy. I know that you already lack the capacity to weed out people immediately. It's kind of like this: the time that you spent misjudging me, you've already gone out of your way to go fuck another person. Gotta check the stream. It's already been 18 minutes, Tim. Time is flying today. Yeah, just checking. Damn, it's already been 20 minutes. So, the time that you spent misjudging me, you've already unfairly discriminated me. Um, and you've gone out of your way to go and fuck another person. And you've discarded my existence, all just because of the fact that you've misjudged me. And this would be heartbreaking if I wanted you to begin with, but I don't. But it's one of those things where I'm like, one of two things. It was never meant to be. That's like 90% of interactions with women. That's almost instantaneous. If you're doing something exceptional or you're doing something unique, I'm going to see that and instantly love you or instantly hate you to the extent that I think you're unique. To be honest, if you have piercings on your face, I'm probably actually more inclined to like you, not because I support specifically getting piercings. Um, I have reasons why I don't. I think it's more so for health concerns. Like I don't want to have someone rip a piercing out of my face one day. Then I might be a little bit nicer to you, but even still, again, my criteria is very different than most people's. But being misjudged, instantly says to me, okay, you're a hypergamous person, you dislike me. I'm a better looking person. You're already punishing me immediately on first impression. That's instantly somebody that I'm probably not going to want to be around. Because in that time, you've gone and fucked somebody else. And again, I'm really not even really attracted to you to begin with, but I'm just making that very clear, you know, because I already don't trust people as it is. And 9 out of 10 times I am right. Usually I don't like shy people. People need to be assertive either way on either side, male or female. And you'd think with feminism that'd be the case, but when they see an actual strong man, no. I guess that puts them in their submissive nature, and I guess they hate that. So it's like, oh, you made me more submissive and less assertive. I hate you, kind of thing. Because they're literally intimidated. So by natural inclination, they kind of have to be submissive around you. And I guess they're mad and they try to punish you for it. I don't know. That's what I think. Because a stronger man who doesn't give a shit is already psychologically and physically overpowering them. Because why? They're used to getting validation, they're used to getting attention, they're used to men giving a shit and fawning over them. Can I worship you? Can I worship you? And here a strong man comes in the room and is like, fuck all that. You can't manipulate a guy who doesn't give a shit because most women want men dead. They want just any man dead too. That's the other thing. A lot of these modern women don't love strong men. They hate them. They want them dead. So, there's that. But a man who doesn't give a shit, you can't manipulate. And they'll lie, 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 lie until they're fucking dead. That no, I don't want strong men dead. Yes, you fucking do. Yes, you fucking do. And I'm not trying to be a deek, but honestly, I'm like, okay, so if people are that terrible, how do we make them kill themselves? Because they're gonna hit the wall. They're not maintaining their health. They're literally out here to make us kill ourselves. And there's a law, so we can't physically kill them. So psychologically, how do we kill them? And this isn't for all women, but these women out here who are clearly trying to do this to men, how do we make them off themselves? Seriously. Because while they're making strong men feel like shit, I'm not even saying you're a good man. I don't believe in being a good man. I never fucking said that. at all. I think nice guys are pathetic too, in many cases. Not because they do nice things for you, but I mean just that mentality, because usually that's manipulative and deceptive too. And even if they're genuine hearted people, I think just being nice to random people, even if your intent is genuine, is being a pushover. And I think that's disgusting. When it's to random people you don't know, at least, obviously. I'm not gonna. Anyways, yeah. So, where I'm going with this is I don't think you need to be necessarily an absolute dick either. But I do think that we have kind of normalized being fake. And I'm like, to me, it's not even whether you're good or evil. I just don't like fake fucks. Do I really have to be a fake fuck to fit in? Modern society would have you believe so. And so it's the amount of fakeness where it's like, wow, people are so fucking shallow. You know, I have a cat, right? And sometimes my cat's kind of manipulative. I'm going to be honest with you. My cat, right? But compared to most modern people, my cat is a saint still. Because at least my cat comes back. It has a sense of affection that is genuine. I can't say the same about modern people. So I don't blame women when they say, like, I prefer a dog because a dog, at least genuinely, it's not that the dog is a dog, right? And I don't like dogs. I prefer cats. But I understand the whole owning an animal because they show genuine affection, and people sometimes they just need to be more affectionate. It's that simple, you know. And they're afraid to show that they have an affectionate side. I'm not afraid to show that I have that side, but I don't show that to most people in public because the truth is, most people are fucking infuriating, you know? And when I'm trying to get things done, I'm not in that state of mind. It's that simple, you know? Because priorities, you know? And a lot of women are doing fuck all nothing in the modern world. But they're acting like they're doing something. No, they're trying to replace and take the place of a man doing jobs that honestly, some of them we need. Some jobs we just don't need male or females to do. Some are just worthless to the economy and bad for everyone. And they're drained. And it's like, well, first off, you didn't have to you didn't have to get a 9 to 5. I'm not saying don't get a job, but you could have found a much more manageable job. I tend to have some issues with jobs here and there, mainly due to people, but I also tend to find much less stressful jobs than most people, that pay full time hours and a lot of overtime benefits if I want it. Again, it's not perfect. I have my struggles, my mental, struggle with people. People make me manic, really manic. As a kid, when I got scared, I took a wooden plank with nails sticking out of it and stabbed someone with it and slammed them into his knee, rammed the nail into his knee. Not even out of hatred, but because I was really fight or flight, scared shitless because of the way he was chasing me. It was actually a relative, and we're he's chill now, and we're fine now. But you know, I did that out of impulse because I was manic as a kid, and I'm still manic now as an adult. I just find better ways to deal with it, and some of my instinct is valid. If I'm life or death situation, my instincts are very accurate, and they will kick in. I will kick a person across the room, and he will fly 20 feet and then threaten to shoot me in the head and then get suspended from school. That also happened as a kid. You know, if someone tries to kick me, I'm going to throw them up in the air. They're going to fall on the floor and they're going to squabble. That was in elementary school. Another time as a kid, again, this is like when I was really young, right? Any time below 5th grade as a kid, I was kind of dangerous, but only when I felt threatened instinctually, you know. It didn't matter what race you were, what you were. If I just felt threatened around you, I would do things to you. Whether I would slam my knuckle into your spine, if you jumped on my back and tried to wrestle me, I would slam my back with you on my back against the wall. You know, I stabbed a kid in the back with a pencil in 2nd grade. Uh, the point is, as a kid, I did not care. If I had a sharp object and you were threatening me, I had no hesitation. And as an adult, now I do care, but I don't because I also understand just how shitty people are. So I'd have absolutely no remorse. None. Disposing of a horrible person. Absolutely fucking no mercy. The only reason I don't do certain things is for legal reasons, obviously. But I emphasize this stuff because a lot of people don't have the guts to do what they need to do what is right. If push came to shove, I know I have the audacity. I know I can. I do. But I don't because I understand self control as well. Most of you don't have self control. Most of you have never, stabbed anyone. And again, I'm not trying to flex, but I am saying most of you don't have self control. Most of you have never stabbed anyone. You know, most of you have probably never kicked anyone in the privates. I've done that more times than I can count. Need people in the privates. And this wasn't even the thing is, right? I've never been in an actual fight in a street fight. But as a kid, I was aggressive. When I thought people were playing around and they started getting aggressive around me, I got aggressive back. When people started, like, when as a kid, we played with the lightsabers, right? And there were a few kids who happened to be like black kids, but this is just an example. But they were kind of getting a little rowdy with the lightsabers. They started fighting harder and started slamming, getting a little aggressive. So I got aggressive back, and I was like, okay, we're gonna be that way. Okay, I got aggressive back, and it was nothing against them. I had no animosity, but they were playing a little bit harder, roughhousing, to where it was a little more than just sparring. And I was like, okay, obviously I have to defend myself, and I have to fight back harder. So I did, and this is just kids playing, right? But the emphasis I'm putting here is when people got aggressive around me, I had absolutely no problem, especially as a young kid, getting more aggressive back. And I'm not doing literal martial arts now in a structured environment around people. And I've also kicked people and they've flown back into the wall as a kid. But what I am doing now is I'm training with the 45-pound barbell and using it as a staff. I am doing a lot of acrobatic level training that is, I'd say, advanced, definitely advanced at least, you know. And I have been doing a lot of strength conditioning over the last few years. So uh, I can barely feel pain. I do things that would crush most people's joints, that would shatter their joints. And this isn't me trying to be a toxic masculine man. I genuinely enjoy these things. But society tries to make me look like some crazy person. And yes, I'm manic. Yes, I listen to pissed off music in the gym. Absolutely. But I do it because I enjoy it. And a lot of people are too stupid and sensitive to find enjoyment in those dark things that I genuinely enjoy. Call it suffering, call it whatever you want, but at the end of the day, sadomasochistic or not, that is me living in my truth, you know? And a lot of women nowadays are so pussified and used to pussified men, they'll also kind of group up on you just for living your truth. And it's like, fuck. off. I'm not even part of that toxic masculinity crowd. I actually have a very different side of me that's the opposite way. But if you're going to lump me into that, okay, fuck you. You want to die too, is kind of how I think. I'm not a person who's actively like searching for people to go at, but I do oftentimes find myself in situations where I am angered and wish very horrible things happen to most people because I find most people nowadays are pussified, are soft, and it's disgusting. It's sickening to see, you know. So, um, just male or female, that's how I am gonna be. I look at a lot of men and I'm like, a lot of men act like bitches too. And I don't mean bad bitch energy. I mean they just act like bitches. You called me a bitch. My feelings are hurt. Yes. I'll say it to your face. I'll say it to your face in the gym. I'll say it to your face anywhere. Yes. I'll say it to your face. I'll say it online. I'll make a song about it. And yes, if I think you're a threat, if I think you're fucking with me, I wouldn't hesitate to kill you for a second if I needed to. And I know that. I know I am ready to if I need to. Now, I'm not armed as of right now. And, I would prefer not to. But there is an overwhelmingly high amount of pussies and stupid people from all directions. And they are so stupid, some people just need to die for being stupid. And I'm not saying that in an emotional way, like, my feelings. Although sometimes people do drive me nuts, and I do feel like sometimes it is, kind of fight or flight. But it's more so just from a logical point of view. Like, logically speaking, these people are defective and brain dead. And you can't live around that many people because they've infiltrated everything. They're everywhere, you know? So, again, that's just my uncut view, you know, an objective assessment. But, yeah, yeah. Stupid people need to die. That's simple. We've had too many people like this for too long. You know, and we've had enough. I've had enough. Making someone's IRL house into a map right now. But yeah. So I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I don't have a criminal history. I learned and outgrew most of the stuff as a kid. But I know if I needed to do something, I wouldn't hesitate to. And I could. And a lot of people can't say the same thing. They can't say the same thing. So I'm trying to find the right basketball hoop to depict this person's front porch. He decided to get all cocky and fuck with me and try to dox me, so I'm making his house into a playable map, IRL in a video game. He's an invader to our nation, one who shares anti-white sentiment and jealousy of our race and culture, who intends to breed us out. Well, I have a gift for you, Dennis Yilmaz. I'm gonna make your fucking IRL house into a playable map in a video game, so everybody knows where you live in virtual, in a virtual simulation, in a VR. I'm gonna make a simulation of your fucking house, Dennis Yilmaz. You little Pakistan faggot. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You fucked around, you're gonna find out, pussy ass bitch. Foreign fuck. Anyways. This basketball hoop's a little too large. I want it to be as accurate to his house as I can be, but this game has its limitations. I guess I could make it myself, honestly, if I need to. It's difficult to make, though, I'll admit. He's gonna be so fucking terrified when he sees this. I guess that one would work. Yeah. I'm not saying this is a perfect replica, but it's identical enough to send a message. But I guess if it was too identical, I would be incriminated for bad behavior now, wouldn't I? That's the other thing. We need men to be kind of edgier, harder, because I just don't see how modern men, quote unquote, are really pleasing to women. I don't think they I don't think they could do it for them, to be fully blunt and honest. I think they're a turn off. I think they're boring as fuck. Boring as fuck. Okay. I guess that would work. He's a racist. Yeah, he gives a fuck about his race and people and culture and women. Obviously, he's gonna be to some extent. It doesn't mean you need to be a dick about it, but. And if you're anti-white, you know what you can do? You can go kill yourself. Mm-hmm. And pray that we don't find you. And I won't be hanging people from trees, I promise you that much. But if push comes to shove and shit gets really bad, I better prepare and learn how to hang someone from a stoplight. It's 2026, we gotta up the antics a little bit. If people want to fuck with us and invade on our race and start breeding us out and committing crimes against our race, you starting a war with us. I'm not like most white people. I don't take shit from other foreigners quite as much. I'm not going to say I don't, because living in America and not fighting back with fists and other armaments does kind of it's pussy behavior. It's pussy behavior. But I'm not afraid to yell about our power in the middle of a public park, roaring it in front of foreigners. I'm not afraid to, if I need to. So, yeah. I'm not afraid to do the Heil in public. Yeah. If more white people were like me, this country would be a lot more secure right now. A lot. Okay, I'm trying to think here. I don't know if I want to add on to it. Yeah, I do. I love it when a foreign fuck comes to your country and tells you you're not goth. Like, when did a foreign fuck decide who and what I am in our own country? When they know absolutely nothing about our culture and ways. I'm not a xenophobe. They're more afraid of me than I ever would be of them. I can promise you that. Unless I'm actually friendly, but that's like very rare, few far in between. That's like a few people. Because there's a few people who have properly assimilated, not the majority. And they're kind of like, if it's a few people here and there, it's fine. But, we did have 10% of the population that was foreign. And somehow that 10% became 50% of the United States. And in California, it's shit. It's a shithole. We're 30%. I tend to find whiter people, though, are in more of the gymnastics environment, which is nice, but a lot of the white girls there are dumb as fuck. And at the end of the day, it's the women who are supposed to hold the line. And they did not. They forsake our race. Because they're going to do what their friends are doing, and you know what their friends are gradually doing? Forsaking our race. But I guess I woke up and I had to share this. So, yeah, in short, we have a lot of so-called men out there who just don't do it for women, and that's obvious. And I don't think modern men can really be pleasing to women because they are pussified. But I also don't think most women deserve to be pleased. And the less I give a fuck, the easier it is to live and move on. It's kind of like keep up or fuck off, you know? We're all moving at a rate, and I've seen a lot of the same people doing a lot of the same shit over years. And it's like, okay, you're training, but are you training at as high of a level? Or are you kind of just going over the same motions again and again and again and again, you know? I hadn't done parkour in almost 2 years, but in many ways, I'm already significantly better doing harder level um, tricks. It may be the same stuff, but I am definitively better at it, is what I'm saying. Visibly better. Learning how to do a double front flip on a spring floor doesn't exactly just happen, you know. There are a lot of things that don't just randomly happen and fall out of the sky. A lot of people would love to paint a narrative like that, but that's just not true. This wishful cup energy, this waiting to be approved, it doesn't happen that way. But I don't want to talk myself into going back to sleep out of boredom, so I'll probably end the stream here.